How are you guys doing? This is Ryan. Welcome back to the channel. In this week's video, I'm doing a summary of BCH Bliss here in beautiful Ljubljana, Slovenia. Had an amazing conference, guys. Just want to come out in this video and give a huge thank you to everyone and kind of give a brief summary of the overview of it and just, saying why the events like this are so important. Our mission with BCH Bliss is to, curate a room of developers, investors, in the BCH protocol to curate innovation and curiosity in BCH and peer-to-peer electronic cash. And what we have seen in the last couple of years, we've seen growing ticket sales, growing people coming. We grew about 15% this year, and definitely the projects and the businesses coming out and being able to display themselves. And there's definitely 100%, growing profitable businesses within BCH and very unique, interesting products. And I'm going to make future videos kind of dedicated to a project, for example, Moria Money, which I think is probably the future of borrowing against collateral in business. Like it's really mind blowing. It's with the VM limits upgraded. I believe it's like their institutional grade product now that it's going to roll and grow. So just being able to create a room and see this. And talk about the mission and create community alignment and really try to move forward in a unified front. The chip process helps with that, celebrating this kind of event during the upgrade, which the VM limits upgrade we got this year. So like the big message moving forward, I felt like from the community was privacy, which VM limits creates abilities to do. And it might not be in the next year, but certainly within the next couple years, I think BCH is going to have growing privacy features. And and just the whole DeFi ecosystem, the benefits of even owning a BCH NFT, all the airdrops that are coming from all these different projects within the DeFi ecosystem. I don't see, with all the innovation I'm seeing going on in DeFi, I don't see any project that's not really, trying to at least create it. And certainly, what we've seen with Solana is that they've been eating Ethereum's lunch because they're able to do it so cheaply, the contract. So it's just incredible to see. Now the question is, how does BCH get that kind of user adoption that Solana has and Ethereum? And I just think it's in the scripting. I think UTXO is the proper way to scale. And I certainly think Solana is very centralized, and I think Ethereum's lost. I think they're kind of unsure of their EVM product, and certainly that creates a new type of scripting in DeFi language for an opportunity to prevail. And BCH looks really good in that scenario. The total value locked in the ecosystem grows. I believe it's tens of millions of dollars now locked in the ecosystem. And it was just amazing. Like so many good speeches. Make sure to go to the Bitcoin Cash podcast, and we'll hopefully clean up some clips over there and get them on YouTube so you can watch all specific talks. Just name a few of the big speakers. Peter Risen was back, for me, one of the most important people in crypto history. And it's good to see him back working in crypto. The Cauldron team has been growing exponentially. I got to host a panel with Sal the Agorist, who's got a huge Twitter page, and it was really cool to meet him. We definitely, I feel like really bonded too. I feel like we have similar outlooks on the world and around the same age. It's really cool to connect with him. Got to meet Sakib of General Protocols. Amazing story on how he got involved in crypto. He's creating. He's a doctor, and he's allowing countries to get access to good medical information. And the only way to do it, to create a market for this, is through peer-to-peer electronic cash. So for him, it's huge. And the General Protocols team coming out with a new wallet. Wallets were very fascinating to see. The number one check-in wallet was Paytaka, so shout out to the Paytaka team. Your NFTs were number one on check-in, I think, followed by Celine. Callisti made a great speech. Jeremy made a great speech about, he's done such a great job on just like community alignment. It's hard to say like what is BCH's governance model, but certainly it's just a belief in a philosophy. And it was fascinating. We also invited a nano gentleman named Milan, who created a chat GPT on Bitcoin Cash, and he also spoke to us about proof of stake versus proof of work, which BCH I think will stick forever as a proof of work chain. It was a pretty fascinating speech. His arguments were okay, but I think he's doesn't realize the amount of similar risks that are involved in proof of stake. I think proof of work is still the best way to secure a protocol, in my opinion. Kalen spoke as well about the upgrade itself. Kalen is extremely cool guy, very high IQ, really fortunate to have someone like him in building with BCH. Huge respect to Kalen. Really enjoyed meeting him the last couple of years. But yeah, all the speakers were terrific. And I don't want to miss anyone. Of course, I don't know if I mentioned Matthew of Cash and Ice Wallet, also a popular wallet during check-in, launches Parity USD at the conference. So we have Parity USD and Moria's competing products. And again, super bullish on both these type of lending products, where you can borrow against your BCH and still get access to the upside. And of course, you got to manage some downside, a liquidation event, which is not hard to do. And I really think it's the future of finance. Like I'm gonna start using it for my business, and I can't wait to share it with the world. I think every business should hold lots of BCH on their balance sheet and use it as a tool to grow their business. In terms of a liquidity opportunity and low interest and fast access to your funds. It's way better than traditional finance. I can speak from firsthand knowledge. This is a massive thing going on. At the end, of course, I can't forget Roger Veer made an appearance, zoomed in from Spain. Shout out to Roger. He has sent some really positive message, not only to the community, but about his particular case that he's facing, that he's super optimistic, and that makes me happy that we will eventually see him released from the charges he's facing with the United States government, as I don't think the government stands a chance in the case if he's got to go fight it in court. And I think it's just, talking to different people, it's silly if they're even persecuting someone that tried to pay their taxes, because it's going to make more people just ignore the system entirely. So, like, the guy tried to pay taxes, and now you're going to put him in jail forever. It's just not going to happen. I don't see that happening. So it was awesome to see Roger. Everyone's very happy to see him there. Also, John of General Protocols and David of Fifth of Gaming zoomed in, along with, of course, the also rock star in the community, Jason Dreisner, which has written so many valuable chips that have gotten implemented to the BCH chain, which will be foundational for our future success. So it's really cool to have him on a kind of a post panel. And just want to give a big shout out to Jonathan Silverblood and Jeremy of the Bitcoin Cash podcast. Those guys are awesome to work with. Super grateful. We created a great friendship with them over the years. And I think the Bliss project in itself is super happy about it. Of course, we want to continue to improve. We hold ourselves to a very high standard. If people are there, tell us how amazing it is. You'd be incredible to find out that how critical we can be of ourselves. And I'll speak to we, like I think when you have engineers and developers, building an event, like things got to be 100% correct to be good. And that's a good standard to live by, and I certainly think we knocked it out of the park. But certainly the aim is to continue to improve the quality of these events, improve the value for the businesses that come and buy tickets, for the people that help sponsor us. Like, it has to be, provide value, and that's our main focus in creating that ecosystem for innovation to take place in BCH. So thank you guys everyone for attending. Look for more videos coming on the channel about these lending DeFi products, because my mind's blown by them. I think I can't even, I'm probably not even sharing the excitement about it that I have, but I'll do that in future videos. So if you enjoyed the video, give it a thumbs up. If you came to the conference, let me know your feedback below, anything we can do to make it better. I do want to say one thing, that the biggest thing we're most disappointed to, we had no control over it, but it seems like Go Crypto, which has done a lot of adoption in Slovenia, seems to, I don't know if they're changing, if someone bought the business, they're going out of business, but we couldn't use BCH at the hotel and a lot of the other places we were able to do last year. So really unfortunate to see that that didn't work. So we don't know if we're going to be back here next year. The hotel was extremely apologetic. They love that we come there. They want to accept BCH. They want to find a way to do it. So for next year, Ljubljana is still going to be the main focus. But of course, if we cannot use BCH, we're not going to do a conference where attendees cannot spend their BCH. So, man, I'm just coming down from these last few days, enjoying my last day in Europe. Got a nice 17-hour flight back home, so that'll be fun. And I've been traveling for a month, so excited just to be home. I'll see you guys in my next one.